assemble all the poor men of your sort. Draw them to Tiber banks, and weep your tears into the channel till the lowest streams you kiss the most exalted shores of all. See whether their basest metal be not moved. Go you down that way towards the capital, and this way will I disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
They do so? You know
it's the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. All about, drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you perceive them thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Calpurnia!
Peace ho, Caesar speaks.
Calpurnia!
Here, my lord.
Stand thou directly in Antonio's way, when he hath doth run his course. Antonius,
Caesar, my lord.
forget not in your haste to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say that the buried touch it in this holy chase, shake off their sterile ways.
I shall remember. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed.
Set on, and leave no ceremony out.
Caesar!
Ah? Who calls?
Bid every noise be still, peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cry, Caesar! Speak. Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the eyes of March.
Who is that man?
A soothsayer bid you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, come from the rock. Look upon Caesar.
What wouldst thou sayest to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the eyes of March.
Ah, he is a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which gives some soil, perhaps, to my behaviors. But let not, therefore, my good friends be
Then Brutus, I have much mistook your passion, by means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection by some other thing.
'Tis just. And it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek unto myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you know yet not of.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. Wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? Set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. Let the gods so speed me as I do love the name of honor, more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Ye gods, it doth amaze me. A Caesar of such feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do think these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar?
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we, petty men, walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. There was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me. I am nothing jealous. I will consider what you have to say, and here with patience find a time both to meet, to hear and answer such items.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done. Caesar's returning looking Cassius. The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow. All the rest look like a chimney train. Calpurnius' cheek is pale. And Cicero looks with such fair and such fiery eyes as we had seen him in the Capitol, being crossed in conference by some Senate boys.
Antonius,
Caesar.
let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men, such as sleep at nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would that he were fatter, but I fear him not. No, if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the name of a person I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads too much. He is a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. Such men as he are never at heart's ease, whilst they behold a greater than themselves. Therefore are they very dangerous.
And so it is. For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I'll come home to you. Or if you will, come home to me and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their lives. For who's so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now and he were Cassius, he should not humor me. I will this night in several hands in at his windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings all tending to the great opinion that Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at. And after this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure. Who's there?
A Roman.
Cicero, by your voice.
Your ear is good, Cassius. What
Pleasing night to honest men,
whoever knew the heavens menace so?
those who have known the earth so full of thoughts. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting myself unto the perilous night, and thus unbraced, Cicero, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by tokens send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Cicero, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. Now could I, Cicero, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is, for Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors.
Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. That part of tyranny that I do bear I can't shake off in pleasure.
So can I. So every bondsman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep.
Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now, know you, Cicero? I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. And I do know by this they stay for me in Pompey's porch. For now, this fearful night, there is no stir or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery. Come, Cicero. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us, his countenance like witch's alchemy will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Let us go, for it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake him and be sure of him.
I found this paper, now sealed up. I am sure it did not lie here when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again. It's not day. The words hanging in the air give so much light that I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepest awake, and see thus. Show Rome, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Brutus, thou sleepest awake. Such instigations have often been dropped where I have took them up. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome, the Tarquin drive, when he was called the king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike, O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It's not for your health thus to show your weak condition to this raw, cold morning.
There are men at the gate, sir. I will wake Mistress Portia.
Since Cassius first did weapon against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of the dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or hideous dream. Genius and mortal instruments are then in concert. The state of man is like to a little kingdom. Suffers then the nature of insurrection. Let them enter. They are the faction. O conspiracy. Shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free? Or then by day, where wilt thou find a cavern darkened to mask this monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy.
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I've been awake this hour, up all night. Nor are these men that come along.
Yes, every man of them. And no one here but honors you, and everyone doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself which every noble Roman bears of you.
Give me their hands one by one all over.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If not the face of men, the sufferance of our souls, the time's abuse, as I'm sure they do bear fire enough to kindle confidence, and to steal with valor, to think that our cause of our performance that need an oath when every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy if he do break the smallest part that he promised that is best.
But what of Publius? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
He did not. Let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men began.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Metellus, well urged. I think it is not meet Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course would seem too bloody passes, to cut off the head and then hack the limbs. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers. Let's kill him boldly, but not rapidly. And that our hearts, as gentle masters do, stir up their servants to an act of rage. And for Antony, do not think of him, for he can do no more when Caesar's arm is off and his head is off.
Yet I fear him, for in the engrafted love he bears to Caesar.
Dear Cassius, think not of him. If he loves Caesar, all he can do is to himself. Take thought and die for Caesar, and that were what he should, because he is given to sport and wildness and run combat. Peace, count the clock.
The clock has stricken 3.
It is time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious, grown of late, quite from the main opinion he held once of fantasy, of dreams and ceremonies. It may be these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of this night, and the persuasion of his augurers may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can persuade him. Let me work, for I will give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, all of us will be there to fetch him.
On the 8th hour be that the other ones, and fill none.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. But friends, disperse yourselves, and all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore arise you now? Not for your health, thus to commit your weak condition to this raw cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper you suddenly rose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you gazed upon me with ungentle looks. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And had it worked so much upon your shape as it had prevailed upon your condition, I would not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Brutus, Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical that he should walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? No, my Brutus. You have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. On my knees I charge you, by all our vows of love, that you unfold to me yourself, your half, why you are heavy. And which men this night have had resort to you, for here have been some 3 or 4 that did hide their faces, even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife.
You are my dear and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If that were true, I would know this secret. I grant I am a woman, but with all a woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Oh, ye gods, render me worthy to this noble wife. Portia, thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart. All my engagements I will construe to thee, all the character of my sad brow.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia cried out in her sleep, "Hello! They murder Caesar!" Who's within?
What do you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me ne'er look but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watched. A lioness has whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons, in right form of war, which drizzled blood upon noise and battled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. So, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
Yet Caesar shall go forth. These predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, the necessary end, will come when it will become. No, Caesar should be a beast at heart if he should stay at home today for fear. I will not. Danger knows that full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered on the same day, and I the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Please, let me prevail in this. Here is Theseus. He shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you have come at a very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators and tell them that I will not come today. I will not come today. Tell them so, Theseus.
Say he is sick.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some other cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the senators. But for your personal satisfaction, because I love you, let me tell you that Calpurnia here, my wife, has stayed me at home. She hath dreamt tonight that she saw my statue, like a fountain with 100 spouts, run pure with blood. And many lusty Romans did come smiling, and didst bathe their hands in it, and for these she did apply them as warnings and portents and evils imminent.
This dream is all amiss interpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and Cognizance. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
Very well have you expounded it.
I have. When you have heard what I can say, and know it now, the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock act to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. Pardon me, Caesar. For my dear, dear love to our proceeding bids me tell you this.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed that I didst yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Metellus. Decius loves thee not. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee, thy lover, Artemidorus. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give him this. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. Thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, lady. If it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Why? Knowest thou harm intended towards him?
None that I know will be, much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. Here the street is narrow. The throng that follows Caesar at the heels of senators and praetors, common suitors, will crowd a feeble man almost to death. Yet he will place for a boy, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. Oh me, how weak a thing the heart of woman is. Oh, my Brutus, the heavens speed thee in that enterprise, and send me word what he doth say to thee.
The Ides of March are come.
I Caesar must not go out.
Hail Caesar, read this schedule.
We tell us doth desire you to read at your best leisure this humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
The things that touches us shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar, read it instantly.
What is the fellow mad?
Sirrah, in place! Artemidorus knows his time, for look you, Brutus, he draws Antony out of the way. Let Metellus go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He's addressed. Press near and second.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and the Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty. Metellus throws before thy seat in humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Metellus. To think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that would be thawed from the true quality from that which melteth fools. Thy brother by decree is banished, and if thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I would spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand. Then not in flattery, Caesar. Desiring thee to tell us they have an immediate freedom of repeal. What? Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, O Caesar, pardon! As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Metellus.
But I am constant as a northern star, in whose true, fixed, and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, yet in that number I do know but one, that unattainable holds on his rank unshaked by motion, and that I am he. Wilt thou lift up Olympus?
O Caesar!
Doth not Metellus bootless kneels?
Speak hence for me!
Et tu, Brute? Oh, and falls.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run hence, proclaim, and cry it about the streets!
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, freedom, liberty, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, be not affrighted, why not stand stiff? Ambition's debt is paid. Let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty! How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport? Yet now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than the dust.
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the knot of us be called the men who gave the country liberty. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome! Rome!
So, who comes here? Welcome, Antony.
Oh, mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glory, triumph, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of you dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitudes, besides themselves with fear. And we would deliver you the cause why I did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me. Either a coward or a flatterer. Pardon me, Caesar. Here wouldst thou bathe, brave heart. Here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand. Signed in thy spoil and crimson in thy leaf.
Antony, I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, am I with you all, and love you all. Upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Our reasons are so full of good regard, if that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And in the speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall.
Brutus! A word with
I will myself into the pulpit first, and say the reasons of our Caesar's death. When Antony shall speak, I will protest that he speaks by leave and by, and that we are contented that Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies, that shall advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not, during your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise us. Say you do it by our permission.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou pleading piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tides of time. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips, to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants bordered with the hands of war. How could he choked with custom of fell deeds, with Caesar's spirit ranging for revenge, with hate by his side come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him with a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause would hold you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till they come back to me. But here is a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. It is his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read.
We'll hear the will. Read it, Antony.
The will. We will hear Caesar's will.
Caesar's will!
Patience, gentle friends, I must not read it.
Read the will. We'll hear it, Antony. You shall read us the will. Caesar's will. Caesar's will!
You be patient. Will you stay a while? I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors, honorable men.
The will, the testament.
The will. Read us the will.
The will. Read the will. The will. Read the will.
You have tears. Prepare to shut them down. You all do know this mantle. Look, in this place ran Cassius' dagger through. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed, ingratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then I and you and all of us fell down whilst bloody treason flourished over us. What? Weep you and look, behold our Caesar's vesture wounded. Look you here. Here is himself, marred as you see with traitors.
Oh, piteous spectacle.
Oh, noble Caesar.
Oh, villains. Most bloody sight will be revenge. Revenge. About. See. Burn. Fire. Kill. Slay.
Stay, countrymen! Good friends! Sweet friends! Let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done this deed are honorable. The private griefs they have, alas, I know not that made them do it. They are wise and honorable. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar. That should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny.
We'll mutiny. We'll burn the house of Brutus.
You have forgot the will I told you of.
Most true. The will. Let's stay here to live.
Where is the will? And under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas.
Oh, noble Caesar. Will revenge his death.
Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private harbors, and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them you, and to your heirs forever, common pleasures. To walk abroad and recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never. Never. Away! Away! We'll burn the body in the holy place and with the brands fire the traitors' houses! Take up the body! Take up the body! Take up the body!
Go! Fetch fire! Pluck down benches! Pluck down forms! Windows! Anything!
Now let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. These many then shall die. Their names are pricked
Cassius, look at the spot I gambled. I've sent letters to Caesar's house to fetch the Wilder. So we determine how to cut off the charge in legacy.
He's a slight, unmeritable man. Need to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
I must do so, for we are at the stake and made about with many enemies.
To be quartered. The greater part, the horse in general, are coming, Cassius.
He's arrived. March gently on him.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Cassius, speak in tact. Speak your grief softly. I do know you well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us. Let us not wrangle. Bid them move away, then in my tent, Cassius. Enlarge your griefs, and I will give you laudation.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letters praying on his side because I knew the man were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write such a case. Did not great Caesar bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, but not for justice? How shall one of us that's struck the foremost man in all this world, but for supporting robbers shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and steal away this mighty armor of our glory? I'd rather be a dog and bathe the moon and such, and a Roman.
Brutus, bay not me, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier, I, abler than yourself to make conditions. Ye gods, oh ye gods, must I endure all this?
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I should be glad to learn of noble.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that, I shall be sorry for.
You have done that, you should be sorry for. I did send to you for certain sums of money, which you denied me. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done by Cassius?
I did not! He was but the fool who brought my answer back. Brutus hath wived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not. Take a practice on my me.
Oh, come, Antony and Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother. Oh, I can weep my spirit from mine eyes. Here is my dagger, and here my naked breast. If that be the Roman, take it forth. I, that denied thee gold, will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worse, thou loved him better than ever thou loved Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. When I spoke, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus.
What's the matter?
Have not you love enough to bear with me when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, and henceforth, when Brutus is over earnest with his... he shall think your mother chides and leave you sorry.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Cassius, I am sick of many griefs. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She is dead.
How escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
impatient of my absence, and grief that Octavius with Antony had made themselves so strong. For with her death the tidings came. With this she fell distracted, and her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
Messella, I have here received letters from Octavius and Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of that self-same tenor, that by prescription and bills of outlawry, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
There are letters from Sue as well. Mine speak of 70 senators that died by their prescription, Cicero being one.
Cicero won?
Cicero is dead. Had you your letters from your wife, my lord? Then like a Roman bear, the truth I tell. For certain she is dead, and by strange manner.
My farewell, Portia. We must die, Marcella. We meditated that she must die once. I have the endurance to endure it now.
Even so, great men, great losses should endure.
What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us. So shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, doing himself offense, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of force be placed to battle. The people twixt Philippi and this ground do stand but in a forced affection, from which advantage shall we cut him off? If at Philippi we do face him there, these people at our back.
Hear me, good brother.
Our legions are brimful. Our cause is right. The enemy increases every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men that when taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage in their life is bound in shadows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves or lose our venture.
Then, with your will, go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The deep of night is crept upon our cause. Nature must obey necessity. Farewell. Comes here. I think it is my weak eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, some devil? Makest my blood cold and my hair to stare. Speak to me, what thou art?
I, evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee, thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Now that I've taken heart, thou vanishest. No spirit, I would have more talk with thee.
Now, Antony, our hopes are do not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us here at Philippi, answering before we do demand of them.
I am in their bosom, and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. The enemy comes on in gallant show. The bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
They stand in the parley.
Make forth. The generals would have some words.
Words before blows, is it so, country?
Not that we love words better as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live, hail Caesar!" You showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet.
Now, Brutus, thank yourself. This tongue had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause. If arguing makes us sweat, the proof of it will turn. Look. I draw a sword against conspirators. The sword was up again. Never till Caesar will be well avenged, or till another have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Octavius, thou canst not die by prince them with him.
So I hope. I was not born to die on Brutus's sword.
Oh, if thou were the noblest of thy strain, thou couldst not die more honorably.
A peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor, joined with a masker and a reveler.
Oh, Cassius still. Come, Antony, away! Defiant traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Then, if we lose this battle, that you are contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
Cassius, no, think not that. Thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. But the same day must end that work, the Ides of March begun. Whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, my everlasting farewell take. Forever and ever. Farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why with smile. If not, why then this party was well met. Ride, Marcella. Give these bills unto the legions on the other side. Let them set on at once. I do perceive but cold demeanor in Octavius' wing, and a sudden push gives them overthrow. Ride, Marcella. Let them all come down.
Oh, look, Titinius, look, the villains fly! Myself am to mine own turned enemy. This ensign here of mine was turning back. I slew the coward and to take it from him.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who having some advantage on Octavius took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil whilst we by Anthony are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord! Fly further off! Antony is in your tent, my lord.
This hill is far enough. Look you, Titinius, are those the tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Go, Pinturus. Get higher on that hill. My sight was ever thick. Regard Titinius and tell me what thou knowest about the field. This day I breathed first. There shall I end. And where I did begin, there shall I end. My life is what his compass. Sirrah, what's news?
Titinius is enclosed round about, with horsemen that make to him on the spur. Yet he spurs on. Now they are almost on him. Now Titinius. Now so light. Oh, he lights too. He is tame. And hark, they shout for joy.
Come down, behold no more. Oh, coward that I am to live so long, to see my best friend tame before my face. Oh. Come hither, Sirrah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath, and with this good sword which ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer, and when my face is covered, as 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Oh, Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed me.
Is not that he that lies upon the ground?
No, this was he, Messala? But Cassius is no more. Oh, setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sink tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set. Clouds, dews, and dangers come, our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed.
Seek him, Titinius, whilst I go meet the noble Brutus thrusting this report into his ears. I may say thrusting it, for piercing steel and darts and venom shall be as welcome to the ears of Brutus as tidings of this sight.
Hie you, Messala, and I will seek for Pindrus the while. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? But hold thee. Take thee this garland on thy brow. Thy Brutus bid me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Brutus, come apace, and see how I regard Cassius. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and find Titinius' heart.
Where? So, let this body lie.
Lo, yonder, Titinius mourning it.
Titinius' face is up. He is slain. Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own entrails.
Brave Titinius, look, whether you have not crowned dead Cassius.
Are yet two Romans doing such as these? Last of all the Romans, fare thee well. It's 3 o'clock. Romans yet ere night, we shall try fortune in a second fight. Come ahead, good Volumnius. Listen to word.
What say, my lord?
Why this, Volumnius. Ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me 2 several times by night. Sardis once, and this last night at Philippi Fields. I know my mother is come.
Not so, my lord.
I'm sure of it, Volumnius. Thou seest the world, Volumnius, how it goes. The enemy has beat us to a pit. Even with that our love of old, I prithee, hold thou my sword hilt, whilst I do run on it. My heart felt joy that in all my life I found no man but he was true to me. I shall have glory by this losing day, more than Octavius and Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto. Hold up my sword and turn away thy face. Wilt thou, Volumnius?
Give me your hand first. Fare you well, my lord.
Farewell, good Volumnius. Caesar, do thou be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
What man is that?
My master, then, Volumnius, where is thy master?
Free from the bondage you were in, Messala. The conquerors can but make a fire of it.
How died my master, Volumnius?
I held the sword, and he did run on it.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general honest thought, and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
Thank you. The actor's going to come.